Hello everyone, I'm Zhang. Have you watched the live stream of the 2022 nuclear emergency exercise? That's okay. Now, let's review the highlight of this year's exercise together. The 2022 nuclear emergency exercise was launched at Ma'anshan Nuclear Power Plant located in Hengchen Township of Pingdong County. The exercise was carried out by two phases, tabletop exercise and field drill. The exercise was a comprehensive task for responders while taking into account pandemic prevention. The first part is tabletop exercise. In order to verify the response capacity of all relevant response units in a nuclear accident during the pandemic, this year's tabletop was held in the form of a physical meeting given to follow pandemic prevention rules. The forward coordination post of the National Nuclear Emergency Response Center was set up in Chejun Fire Brigade of Pingdong County. Assuming that a complex disaster occurred, which includes nuclear accident, earthquake, storm surges, and pandemic, regarding the development sequence of a nuclear accident, topic-oriented scenarios was formulated, whose purposes are to examine the supporting capability of rescue and response in the southern Taiwan, to discuss the countermeasures resulting from expanding the evacuation zone to 16 kilometers downward, and to study actions for protecting critical infrastructure under military confrontation, etc. Also, an unannounced test was performed to evaluate the responsibility of related responders. Along with the forward coordination post of the National Nuclear Emergency Response Center, the participating organizations included Emergency Response Team of the Atomic Energy Council AEC, Emergency Operations Centers of Pingdong County, Radiation Monitoring Dose Assessment Center, the Military Support Center, Nuclear Accident Emergency Response Center of the Taiwan Power Company Taipower, and Emergency Response Team of the Ma'anshan Nuclear Power Plant, with a total of 280 people participated in the exercise. Next, Zhang would like to introduce the field drills from on-site to off-site. Let's go! In order to verify the effectiveness of emergency communication and identify the level of awareness of the personnel of the Ma'anshan Nuclear Power Plant, AEC conducted an unannounced mobilization drill on September 3rd. It turned out that all tested personnel arrived within the time limit to set up Emergency Response Center and complete the video communication test. Moreover, in order to examine the ability of Ma'anshan plant personnel in handling the accident on September 6th, the power plant carried out rescue drills on site, including the lineup of the mobile heat sink and connecting mobile power vehicles to ensure the sustainability of water sources and power supply. With reference to the situation of the Russian-Ukrainian war, critical infrastructure protection is of important concern. Therefore, an extensive fire rescue drill was conducted on-site in which the fire brigade was coordinated outside support from the fire department of the Pingdong County government. During the rescue process, staff at the Ma'anshan Nuclear Power Plant were injured and contaminated by radiation. After preliminary emergency treatment, the injured were transferred to the Kaohsiung Medical University Affiliated Hospital for further medical care. During the exercise, multiple messaging channels were used to release exercise information, which include the nuclear emergency siren.
各位里民请注意，这是南湾里办公处台电核三厂发生异常事故，目前正在处理中，请本里民众避免外出。
The Cell Broadcast Service CBS, Location-Based Service LBS, Civil Defense Broadcast System, and Police Broadcast Service, etc.
111年核安第28号演习，今天上午9点10分，在屏东县的恒春镇及满洲乡发放核子事故警报测试。
After receiving the notification of the drill, the schools within the Emergency Planning Zone (EPZ) of Pingdong County conducted a radiation protection education program. After the nuclear alert was issued, the public should shelter in place as soon as possible and pay attention to the latest information released by the government. This exercise also conducted evacuation drills for vulnerable groups in Yong'an Nursing Center. After receiving the notification, the center should immediately activate the response team, contact the backup institution to transfer residents, contacting their families, and arranging rehab vans and/or the Army's Humvee vehicles for assistance are among other things to be done. However, COVID-19 confirmed cases should be evacuated by fire department ambulance. In response to the continued deterioration of the nuclear accident, the Pingdong County government set up a protection station at the Hongchuan Airport, where medical stations were established, reception desks were arranged, decontamination facilities were in place for contaminated persons and/or vehicles. It was assumed that the exhaust from the containment building of the nuclear power plant is accompanied by radioactive substances and was released to the environment. The Monitoring and Dose Assessment Center established by the AEC performed environmental radiation detection on the land, at the sea, and on the air, providing timely radiation dose assessment and protection action recommendations to the Central Disaster Response Center. As for land radiation detection, the work included deploying mobile radiation detectors within the area ranging from 0 to 16 kilometers from the accident plant and implementing of radiation detection along 7 routes. Among them, the Army was responsible for land radiation detection in the area ranging from 8 to 16 kilometers. As for sea radiation detection, the supporting ship of the Coast Guard Administration conducted air detection in the sea and water samplings, which were sent to the Radiation Monitoring Center for analysis. For aerial radiation detection, for the first time, the Army cooperated with the National Air Corps to carry out the aerial radiation measuring by each dispatching 1 helicopter. Unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, were introduced to help carry out radiation detection for those inaccessible but highly contaminated areas. The radiation monitoring data gathered by different units were transmitted to the Radiation Data Image Integration System, which is a map of real-time radiation dose. In this year's nuclear emergency exercise, besides the existing Radiation Monitoring Center, the Radioactivity Analysis Backup Lab of the National Pingdong University of Science and Technology was arranged to demonstrate its backup capability in southern Taiwan. Moreover, in order to take into account both pandemic prevention and information disclosure during the drill, the off-site drill made use of information and communication technology available, such as one-by-one online broadcasting, so that more people could understand the government's response measures quickly. To ensure nuclear power safety, the AEC not only requires the power plant to strictly conduct rescue drills on site, but also be well prepared for the potential off-site outcome as a result of a nuclear disaster. Liu Wen-jong, the AEC's deputy minister, appreciates all the participants in the 2022 nuclear emergency exercise and reiterated that there is no best, only better in preparedness and response when it comes to a nuclear accident. The AEC will continue to improve the country's overall disaster prevention system and relief capabilities so as to achieve the government's goal of ensuring the safety of the people.